Hello everybody, it is Michael here from My Retirement Trading, and today we're going to talk about doubling your money fast. Is that possible with YieldMax ETFs? And we're going to explain the rule of 72. But before I get into this, I must state that this is not financial advice or a recommendation, and it is definitely for entertainment purposes only. So let's get into it. The rule of 72 explained. You take the number 72 and you divide it by your annual rate of return percentage, and that's how long it takes to double your money. An example, if you take 72 and you divide it by 10%, if that's your rate of return, it equals about 7.2 years to double your money. Well, before I start getting into this video too much, I wanted to go over to stockanalysis.com. It's a great site to do stock analysis and ETF analysis. And I love using their comparison tool, but definitely go over there and check it out. So anyway, I inputted YMAX and ULTY by YieldMax. Also, I put VU, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and QQQI by NEOS. And I own every one of these. VU is actually my largest position, followed by QQQI. And these are actually smaller positions, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to talk about these four, but I want to show everybody these numbers for the explanation. So as of October 10th, in a 1 year total return, ULTY has a 28.6% total return, followed by YMAX with a 25.94% total return, followed by QQQI with an 18.99% total return, followed by Vanguard VU with a 14.64% total return. So remember those numbers as it applies for the examples I'm going to show. And then if you go to the year to date, ULTY is still up at 18% year to date. YMAX is right behind it with 14.53, followed by QQQI, which is 13.54, followed by Vanguard VU, which is 12.5%, and this is total returns. Years ago, probably around the year 2000, I went to a stock class at night at a junior college because I wanted to learn how to get rich. And so I went to this class, and I wish back then they had talked about index funds and things like that, but they didn't. They basically talked about things like stock futures. If they're green, it's probably going to be a good day. If they're red, it's probably going to be a bad day. They talked about basic chart reading and things like that. And so basically, they didn't talk about too much. But the one thing that I did really take away from this was they talked about the rule of 72. So as I explained a little bit earlier in the video, you take the number 72 and you divide it by the rate of return, and that's how long it takes to double your money. So I'm going to go over a few examples. The first one on the video that we looked at earlier was the year-to-date return on 4 ETFs, and they were ULTY, YMAX, QQQI, and Vanguard VU. So the first one we're going to talk about is the Vanguard VU, and it came in year-to-date at 12.5%. So if you take the number 72 and you divide it by 12.5, that equals 5.76 years to double your money. So that is the first example. The second one was the QQQI, and it came in at 13.54. So take 72 and divide it by 13.54. That's 5.31 years to double your money. Now here's where it's going to get more interesting. You take the YMAX, it came in at 14.53. And you take 72 and you divide it by 14.53. It's 4.95 years to double your money. And then the last one was ULTY. It came in at 18%. So you take 72 and you divide it by 18. And it takes just 4 years to double your money. That's providing that this was the actual rate of return. So that's kind of like a basic outline of how the rule of 72 works. And then if you go out to a 1 year, the Vanguard VU had a 14.64. So 72 divided by 14.64 would be 4.91 years to double your money. And the QQQI in a 1 year, you take 72 divided by 18.99. That's 3.79 years to double your money. And if you take YMAX on their 1 year total return, 72 divided by 25.94, that's 2.77 years to double your money. And ULTY, it has a 28.6% 1 year total return. You take 72 and you divide it by 28.6, and that's 2.51 years to double your money. So think about that for a minute. Well, I'm hoping that this rule of 72 has helped someone, because it certainly helped me in the past. So if you have like a 2% return from some kind of savings account or something, and you divide that into 72, it would take you 36 years to double your money. But on the flip side, if you had a 72% rate of return, it would take you about a year to double your money. 72 divided by 72 equals 1. So obviously, the higher the yield, the quicker you can double your money. So that's what I really wanted to explain in this video, is the rule of 72. And there may be some variances on this, but this is just what I was taught at the junior college years ago. So I just wanted to basically go over that with everybody and hope it helps somebody out there. And it's interesting because I have this channel and I do research for my retirement trading. And what I find out is some things are better than I thought they were, and some things are worse than I thought they were. And I was actually really surprised in the last year of total returns that YMAX and ULTY have performed very, very well, even better than some of my larger positions in my account. So that was an interesting fact to find out. And I mean, numbers don't lie, or math don't lie. So that was very, very interesting to me. And of course, there's so many factors, involved in this, like entry point, when you buy it, when you sell it, etc. And definitely past returns are not indicative of future returns, obviously. But it is interesting to see this. And, on that note, like I'd like to say that this is not financial advice or a recommendation. This is just what I've done, and I'm going to keep everybody updated on this every week and see what happens in my portfolio. But I thought that would be fun to share with everybody. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please drop them below. I would love to hear from you. And if you're invested in ULTY or YMAX or any other funds that perform well, let me know. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I'll catch you all later.